So when we get to chapter 20, you're going to notice that no good deed goes unpunished, right? in history. So here's Jeremiah. He's been on the Lord's errand. And you'll notice when the Lord sends you on an errand, he doesn't guarantee that it's going to be pain-free or that it's just always gonna work out for the best as far as our mortal perspective is concerned. In chapter 20, verse 2, it says that Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet. And by the way, Pashur is the priest who's also the chief governor in the house of the Lord. So in the temple, so he's the head priest, high priest, and he's now smiting Jeremiah, and he put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which were by the house of the Lord, in this public place where everybody walking by can see him in shame. And you'll notice as you get down to verse 7, Jeremiah saying, O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Every one mocketh me. For since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in my heart, as a burning fire shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. Isn't that interesting? Jeremiah gets to this point where he's like, well, this is clearly not working, and it's not having an effect, and it's obviously not popular, so I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet.
I worked hard, and this has not worked out the way that I anticipated.
So I'm just gonna be quiet.
I'm out.
And then it says, it was in mine heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones. It's just there, and I can't stay silent, so I'm gonna keep preaching.
Now, I got to just say this. Tyler and Taylor do this podcast, and I think it's fire in the bones, if you've ever heard that phrase, right? There is a scriptural message, and we want it to be shared. So I love that phrase, fire in the bones. If you've ever heard that, that's where this comes from. It's right here in Jeremiah. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been discouraged in your calling or in your family or in life in general, and you have to reassess and re-engage, Jeremiah feels your pain.
That moment when you want to take your ball and go home. I'm taking my ball with me. I'm out.
Going home. I don't want to play this game.
And then you're like, no, that doesn't work either, because the fire is in the bones.
Which, by the way, can I just say as a side note, I think we could do a better job collectively, and it's not my place to make judgments on us as a group, but just my observation is we could do a better job of truly sustaining prophets, seers, and revelators, and our leaders, our bishops, our Relief Society presidents, our young women presidents, primary presidents, our stake presidents, all these layers within the structure of the church itself. We could do a better job of helping them not feel so discouraged, like they're trying so hard to build up the kingdom of God, and all they get is resistance and complaint and at times rejection.